Hi, I'm Kathleen Haley. Welcome to my channel. I'm not sure how you got here. Maybe you know me, maybe you've had sessions with me, or maybe you just came across my name and this channel. However you got here, know that you're meant to be here. Know that this information or whatever is going to come forward is meant for you, and it is you. So I've been guided to start this series. Um, I'm not sure the title because I'm recording this without knowing the title, but let's just say for right now, let's call it Ascension 101 or Inscension because we are embodying who we are. And, I've been guided to share this information with you because I feel like that there's many, many people who are waking up and they don't know where to go. And there's just so much information and it can be very confusing. It's very confusing to me. And I've been in this awareness for quite some time. And my particular consciousness has a greater awareness than most people. So I'm just going to follow my guidance as I'm stepping into this, and I'll do my best to keep it in some type of order for you and not make it too cumbersome or detailed, although there will be lots of different things that are going to come in. Um, so what I'm feeling is wanting to come through first is just to talk about what is consciousness. Because we hear the word conscious and we hear conscious mind, if I'm conscious or unconscious or subconscious and all these types of things. So and one thing I will say as a caveat is that anything that resonates, keep, and anything that doesn't, throw out. Because if it's important that you feel for yourself and have discernment and know what divine truth is. Because truth is not something that is just a one and done. It is what I understand or understand, love the word understand, inside. Divine truth is present moment experience. Okay, so what is consciousness? Consciousness is information. It is who we are. The way that I see God, if you will, or the universe or source energy is like a giant library of information. And you are a smaller library of the giant library, and so am I. And we'll call this your soul or your essence, your God spark. So this is why we are basically God or source in physical form. It is why God within, because you, as this library of information, your unique aspect of self. It's as though, God, if you will, or source knew itself conceptually, the concept of itself, but it did not know itself experientially, the experience of itself. So it had to split off and create an opposite, a mirror image, in order for it to have an experience of itself. And from that mirror image became us. So it's like it created an opposite, and from that it split into 12 and split into 12 and split into 12 and became us. So we are literally God or source in physical form, here to show God's own magnificence through experience. So there isn't really an outcome, and there is no really good or bad, right or wrong. Although humanity is playing out a lot of these things, there really is just experience. And again, take what resonates, throw the rest out. It's really, I'm coming from just a generality perspective. And one thing that I will say is that my library of information carries what's called the 0 point or the place of no thing and all possibilities, the neutrality place. So I'm not arbitrarily speaking to you. I'm in your energetic field. I'm carrying this neutrality place, or we could say, like the highest frequencies of God consciousness in authentic love, which again, what is authentic love? Authentic love is the emotional expression of your authentic experience. That's what love is. It is the, I'll say that again, it is the emotional expression of your authentic experience. And so the 0 point being love frequency is because it's basically God or source's authentic experience of that present moment, which is love, because it's love for all things. It's love for like what's going to happen, kind of what's going to show up. So this is what consciousness is. Consciousness is you. You are consciousness. You are energy. You are frequency. You are information. And the way in which we engage in a physical experience is we take this information called you, your soul, if you will, when we come in as a baby. It's like, so the physical body has its own expression of consciousness on its own, outside of you engaging with it, your soul, your information. And so what is that? Well, we are not on the earth, we are one with the earth. So all of the elements that are of the earth, fire, air, water, ether, and there's a 6th element called the diamond blue plasmic flame. But all of those elements are what create the physical body as itself, the expression of the physicality of the physical body. And then we engage our consciousness, our soul. We communicate our soul, our information with this carbon vessel, which is basically the earth in a physical expression of herself. So when we do this, we take this information called you, your soul, and it's basically like the software in a computer. So the software tells the computer what to do. And so it's like the brain is like the computer, so to speak. So we download ourselves into the brain, and then we communicate to the body. And think of the body as like a giant mall of people. So I'm either in synergistic communication or not. What am I doing? And why this is important is because we are creators. We create from our thought and our emotion. Basically, we communicate to this physical body, utilize the brain, utilize the heart. We, as our soul, as our unique library of information, are communicating to this body. And then through that communication, we send out messages from this body, because everything is frequency and energy. So we're sending out a message from whatever this is. We send it out to the universe, that comes back into our reality. This is how creation occurs. So it's literally that every single thought comes out of your head as a geometric shape. And whether you, again, take what resonates, throw the rest out. But it comes out, it's actually what creates the fabric of the universe is thoughts, mental universe. But I don't want to get ahead of myself here. So every thought comes out of your head as a geometric shape, and that thought is the blueprint of your creation. It's the mental masculine aspect. It is the paper of your creation. And then you add an emotion to that thought. The emotion is a frequency, it's the fuel, it's the person and the pencil, it's the divine feminine aspect or the expression of your thought. So when you take a thought and an emotion and you hold that 14 seconds or longer, I don't know exactly why 14 seconds, but that's what I know from listening to Carolyn Corey, who I really love and respect. But 14 seconds or longer, then it moves into what's called the unified field, which is that 0 point, the place of no thing and all possibilities. And then it finds a match to that frequency because the emotions gave it a frequency. And then it's, we send that out to the universe, and then that comes back to us, it reflects back to us. So quite literally, the body is everything. This is the millionaire, this is the relationship, this is everything, because whatever this body is vibrating as, the frequency, the energy of my thought and my emotion is what's sending out the message and coming back. And so, I think just for the beginning of this is to realize how amazingly powerful you are, and how you really are in charge of your life's expression. And I know we have a lot, and I can just imagine the dialogue coming out of here as though, oh, this person just thinks you can be in your home and think and say things, and it doesn't happen that way. Well, okay, yes, uh, we are in the physical world, so there is physical action that will take place. However, what is the physical action that has been taking place? Where are we led? So we are being led through the mind, not through the heart. In other words, your authentic self, your truth, most likely is not the one that's been in charge of your life, quote unquote. What has been happening in this downloading ourselves into the physical brain and the communication is that we've been listening to views and ideals and limits and limitations from the world. So we're listening to what it means to be a man or a woman. We're listening to, our what we can and can't do. And we're not just listening from the ears. Okay, we're taking in. I'm using the word listening right now, but what I really want to express is we're taking in the information that's around us. And that information is coming through all of our senses: eyes, ears, taste, touch, smell. And so, and we are multidimensional, whether we recognize that or not. It's vast. This library of information that you are is very complex, very intricate. And we have what is called our sixth sense, which is our intuition, our sensations that we have. And those that think that this is not true, well, have you ever walked into a room after someone that's had an argument in that room and they're no longer in the room, but you feel something heavy? Or you walk into a room after somebody's just had an argument and they're standing there, but they're quiet and you feel it. Okay, well, that feeling is what I'm talking about. That's your sixth sense. That's energy and frequency that's there. And so this information, so I think actually, for today, I'm going to pause here because I don't want to overwhelm you. And I'm going to pick up where I left off in another video that'll come a little bit later. I want to give you opportunity to just step into this, feel it out. Imagine that you are this library of information. And if you are, who are you? Just start to imagine for yourself without saying, well, I'm a dentist or a doctor or blah, blah, blah. How about you start to say, wait a minute, who really am I? Am I, and how do I really feel? And maybe you don't know that. Or maybe you don't even give yourself opportunity. Because what I'm going to encourage you to start to ponder over what I'm bringing you here is that, because we have been given all of this information through our senses, those senses are also directed through the mind. They're not directed through the heart space. Our true self directs those through our heart space. But this world that we've been living in, which is actually an inverted matrix, and I'm not going to talk about that too much right now, but let's just say everything's upside down or backwards. This world has been guiding us to operate through the mind, not through the heart space. And through the mind space, we are easily controlled because we're taught what our limits and limitations are instead of us feeling and experiencing them ourselves. So the journey is really about mastering the mind, getting to know who I really am. So I guess my challenge for you before the next video is to start to ponder over this idea of myself as a library of information. And what is that? What does that mean? And if you're able to sit in quiet, if you're able to meditate, so meditation is really great. My suggestion is just close your eyes, take some nice deep breaths. And I always align my mind channels. We have actually 3 mind channels, but I just say I'm only aligned to the highest and most best and pure prime creator. But it's really just about surrendering into that moment. It's about giving yourself permission to authentically be present. So authentic presence is I got my feet on the floor, I'm looking out my eyes, I'm literally in my room. Where we typically are in this mind is I got my feet on the floor, I'm looking out my eyes, I'm in my room, but I'm in my head. So what I'm challenging you and suggesting to you is to begin to drop into the actual present moment. Be where you are. Relax, close your eyes, take some deep breaths, feel your feet on the floor, feel yourself sitting, take deep breaths and just notice the thoughts, notice the energy, maybe you have angst, maybe you have different things that are going on. And maybe this is very, very challenging to do. Maybe you can only do this, maybe you can't do it, or maybe it's like a minute or a second, or it doesn't matter. When we can take breaths and keep allowing and drop in and just keep encouraging, what we're doing is we're quieting down all of this subliminal information that's around us. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of frequencies and information that's around us that's been communicating, talking to us. And so we begin to quiet that down so that we can start to come into who really am I? Why am I here? What is my divine purpose? I have lots of information on my website that helps with this. I have lots of other videos that I do activations and things that can help with this. And I encourage you to send your questions, put them in the bottom of the video, or you can also send them to me in the email, KathleenaHaley@gmail.com. I am excited for what's to come. I'm excited for the awakening of humanity. I'm excited for the earth that we're meant to be. We're meant to have the frequencies and energy experience of love, truth, beauty, and goodness for all. We are one. And there's just been a lot of confusion in this game of duality. And I guess what I'll say to kind of close this video is what we are awakening now is the Trinity, which is the child. So it's the mother, father, child, or the dark, the light, and the neutrality, or the balance of the giving and the receiving, and the neutrality, or the unknown, the known, and the neutral. And the child is you. It's the expression. It's the one that's actually having the experience. Okay, well, I'm going to let you guys, let's say, chew on this for a while. Many of you who know me have heard most of this, but I'm being guided to bring this in, hopefully a simplistic, although I don't think anyone would think that I was simple, but in a way that can be received. Just know if this information seems overwhelming to you, just be with it, be in the energy here with me, because I'm bringing this to you in multi-dimensional layers and levels of your being. Okay, I'm sending you so much love and support, and yeah, stay tuned. More to come.